So I'm going on a wee adventure tomorrow in the north of Scotland, and I thought I would talk you through some of the kit that I've chosen to take. The route I'm taking is 37 kilometres, about 2,800 metres of ascent, and then there's a wee 10k cycle at the end. For me, that's something I need to split over 2 days probably, and a lot of that is probably in the first day. A lot of the ascent and the distance is in the first day, so that's quite a lot at my level, and therefore the weight of the kit and the weight of what I'm taking is really important to me. I want to make it as light as I can. The forecast is to be good, very good. It's to be sunny, it's to be dry, no rain or precipitation, and it's to be low wind. So I'm not too concerned about the conditions, although overnight it has to get cold down to 0, maybe below. So and also there's still some snow on the hills up there, although it's been difficult to find out how much. So the result of all of that is that one of my main considerations has been what boots to wear. I've decided to wear these fabric boots, my lightest pair, and take a wee pair of micro spikes. I'm not going to take the heavier leather boots with a full crampon. I think that would be unnecessary, so I like the lightweight boots, but I am going to take a lightweight ice axe just to be on the safe side. The other main consideration is whether to take a full tent for warmth. I don't need it for sheltering from the wind and rain, but it could be useful for warmth. But again, I've decided to go with a lightweight flat tarp instead. It's not often in Scotland that you can use a standard tarp. Either the wind and rain's too bad or the midges are too bad, so I always enjoy when I can use it. So I'm going to use a lightweight tarp tomorrow. Other than that, most things are fairly straightforward. I've got my medium weight down sleeping bag. Not going to take the heavy winter one. This one should be good down to around 0, so I think that's okay. I am going to take my winter air mat, just because it is going to be cold, and I'm going to take some extra insulation, an extra jacket and trousers, just in case I do end up cold. I've got the other bits of kit here: my walking poles, my platypus for water, a small cooker or stove. I've got my PLB locator beacon, a small first aid kit, a map and a compass, and a toilet trowel, and my pack. Obviously I'm taking a slightly bigger pack just because I do have a bit more kit to take with me than sometimes. I've got a bag of food, and in terms of what I'm going to wear, just standard shorts, wool socks, maybe a fleece if I need it for warmth. I've got a pair of windproof walking trousers, a wool base layer, and then for most of the day I anticipate I'll just be wearing a windproof jacket. I don't need a rain jacket or anything particularly warm when I'm working hard. So I think that's the main decisions I've had to make and the main bits of kit that I'm taking.
Day 2 began with unforecasted blue skies, and as I reached the 4th and 5th summit, the views out to the west were absolutely amazing.
I hope you enjoyed seeing some of the video and pictures from that trip. I certainly enjoyed it. You could see I got fantastic views out over the west coast of Scotland, and you could see some of the snow and ice on the hills. Really made for some fantastic scenery, so I was very lucky. You'll also have noticed that the weather was really good. It was better than forecast, and it was warmer through the day than forecast. For the distance I was doing, the amount I was carrying, it was probably a wee bit too warm. It was probably up about, I think, 15-16 degrees at points, which is quite warm. But nonetheless, can't complain. It was blue sky, it was dry, which was really good. So thinking back about the kit that I had planned to take, how did I get on with it? One of the things I spoke about was the boots. I definitely made the right choice with the boots. The lightweight fabric boots were definitely the way to go, so I was really pleased about that. My overall kit was about 8 kilos, and then at any one time I probably carried about a kilo of water and about 800 grams of food, so I was nearly carrying about 10 kilos, which is quite a lot more than I really like to carry at this time of year. And the reason why I was carrying so much was really down to these 4 items here. Come back to that one in a minute. So I carried an extra jacket, an extra pair of trousers, a pair of mini crampons or micro spikes, which are really good actually, and a small ice axe. And those 4 items take up about 1.7 kilos. which is quite heavy. I didn't use any of them. Well, I used the jacket just because it was to hand, but I didn't need any of them at all through the trip. I didn't enjoy carrying that extra nearly 2 kilos. I really felt it over the course of the few days. Do I regret taking them? Not really. You know, I think at this time of year you do need to build in a margin and be a little bit careful. There was a couple of folks caught out in Glencoe the same weekend that I was out. They didn't have an ice axe and crampons, and they had to call them out and rescue. I didn't need them. I didn't come close to needing them. I didn't enjoy carrying them, but I think that in the end it was probably the right thing to do and the right decision to make. The other thing that I was debating was what shelter to take, whether to take a shelter, a tent, a tarp, and I decided to take the tarp, and I really was glad of that. You'll see how I set it up, and through the night actually an unforecast wind kind of came in from the east, and I was quite glad that I had a shelter rather than just a bivvy bag. I certainly didn't need a tent, but I was glad of a shelter. So overall, I'm pleased with the kit that I chose. I think I made good decisions. I could have got away without taking some of it, but as I say, I think that you do need to build in a safety margin, so I don't really regret it, although I did curse it at various points going uphill through the trip when I could see that there was really very little snow or ice and the temperature was warm. But overall, I think I made some good decisions, so thanks very much for watching.